So, you're thinking of moving to Bluffton, South Carolina. In today's video, I'm going to tell you about a neighborhood that I think has it all, and it's a great bargain. It's called Rose Hill Plantation, and it's got everything. It's got golf course, it's got equestrian facilities, it's got waterfront facilities, it's got tennis, it's got pickleball, it's got swimming pools, it's got a restaurant, it's got everything you could possibly want, and it's a very, very affordable POA fee. So we're gonna get started and I'm gonna tell you everything about this great community today. Don't go anywhere. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Low Country? Whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current market here in the South Carolina Low Country. My name is David Simcox, host of Low Country Lifestyles and a local realtor. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you and you and you looking to make their move here to the South Carolina Low Country, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're making your move in 3 days or 3 months, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so I can help you find your low country lifestyle. In today's video, we are in a neighborhood called Rose Hill Plantation. It's been here for a while. It's one of the older plantations here in Bluffton, but it really has it all. It's got an equestrian facility, it's got a polo field, it's got a waterfront with boating facilities and a boat ramp. It's got tennis, it's got pickleball, it's got its own golf course, it's got its own restaurant. It's got so much. It's got huge houses with huge estates and lots of property. It's got smaller houses on the golf course. It really has almost something for everyone. And what I love most about this, with all those amenities and all those options, the POA fee is extremely affordable. And I'll tell you what that is a little bit later. So in today's video, we're gonna drive around, we're gonna tour the amenities so you can kind of see what the lifestyle is like in here. Then of course, we'll drive around and look at real estate and houses like we always do. And then at the end, we're gonna jump inside my computer and kind of pull up the data on the sold properties and get a feel for how many houses are selling in here, what the average prices are, days on market, things like that. So without further ado, let's keep going. All right, now I'm down at the waterfront area and they've got this absolutely beautiful dock and their own boat launch right behind me. So if you need to put a boat in the water, or if you want to come out here and do some fishing or shrimping or crabbing or put your kayak in the water, this is really just one of the most absolutely beautiful places I've seen in Bluffton in a long time. So down here at the waterfront, they also have this really great meeting building. You could rent this out if you're having like a wedding or a big anniversary party or a birthday party or any kind of big event that you want to rent out. It's right here on the water, as you can see behind me. And they have this absolutely gorgeous pavilion out on the water. So you can just imagine if you were having a wedding out here and you wanted to have the bride and groom up here under the pavilion and then all your guests up here overlooking from the balcony. It's just an absolutely beautiful scenery and a really great feature of this community. So down here at the riverfront, they also have canoe and kayak storage. So you don't have to haul it all the way from your house. You don't have to store it in your garage. You can keep it right here, launch it right down there by the boat ramp and go out for a paddle anytime you want. Do a little fishing or just maybe a little bird watching. So also down here by the riverfront, you'll also see these kind of strange tables that have the holes in the center, and there's a couple here and a couple back there. And the reason for these are actually oyster tables. So during the winter time, this neighborhood and a lot of neighborhoods will have these oyster roast parties, and they'll steam these oysters and everybody stands around these tables and you have your beer or whatever beverage you want and you shuck oysters right here and you throw the oysters down into this hole. There's usually a bucket or a trash can down here, and they do recycle the oyster shells back into the river after the oyster roast. So they don't throw them back, they don't throw them away, they want to keep them in the ecosystem. But if you do move here to the South Carolina Low Country, you're definitely going to be invited to some oyster roast, and I hope for your sake that you will eat some oysters because they're delicious and I love them. All right, now I'm at the swimming pool here on the estate side of Rose Hill. It's very quiet, it's very private. There's nobody out here, so if you live on this side, I think there are many days that you'd probably have this pool all to yourself. And again, there are other pools scattered throughout this community. All right, now I'm at the Equestrian Center on the estate side of Rose Hill. And back in the distance, you can see there's horse barns, and right behind me here is the polo fields. And they actually have polo matches right here in the neighborhood. There are all kinds of horse trails all throughout here, and some of the homes on the estate side actually have their own barns and their own stalls and paddocks. But if you don't have a house that has its own barn, you can keep your horse here at the Equestrian Center. And I believe they also allow folks that don't live in the neighborhood to keep their horses here as well. All right, now I'm here at the Rose Hill Golf Club on the golf course side of the community. And this is a public golf course, but it's an absolutely beautiful course, and they have a really great restaurant right here at the golf club. So if you want to live in a community that has a golf course, but you don't want to necessarily be locked into that private country club fees of $20,000, $30,000 a year, this is a really great option because it's an amazing course, and you know, you can play as much as you want. All right, now we're at the tennis center here at Rose Hill, and this is one of the best known tennis centers here in the South Carolina Low Country. Everybody who's anybody in the tennis world here loves to come over here and play. They've got hard-true courts, and they give tennis lessons. My son actually took tennis lessons out here for a while. And I believe during part of the year they do some exhibition matches between some expert tennis players. So even if you don't play tennis and you want to come out here and watch some of the best tennis players in the Low Country, you can stop in here and watch some great matches. All right, so this is a really nice playground area for the kiddos. This community really has something for everybody. Doesn't matter if you're single or if you're a retiree or if you're raising a young family. There is really something here for everybody. All right, here I'm at another swimming pool. This one is on the golf course side of the community. And this, just so you know, there are multiple pools all throughout this community. So depending on where you live, there's always going to be a pool that's fairly close to your house. All right, now that we've looked at the amenities and the lifestyle, let's jump in the car and let's drive around and let's look at some real estate. All right, so the first houses we're going to drive by and look at are on the estate side. So these are going to be larger houses, larger properties. They could even be up to, 5-10 acre properties, and you'll see a difference between this one and the other side. All right, now that you've had a chance to look at some of the homes on the estate side, we're gonna take a drive across the street over to the golf course side, and we're gonna look at the homes, and you can see they're a little bit smaller on smaller lots, and some of them are on the golf course, so that's really cool. All right, now that you've had a chance to look at some of the real estate and some of the architecture, let's dive inside my computer and let's look at some of the numbers and some of the data to help you better understand this incredible neighborhood. All right, and now we're going to jump inside my computer and I'm going to show you a little bit more about this market. And so let's jump over here. So on a map, let me show you where Rose Hill is. So let's zoom out so you can kind of get a feel for everything. So this is Hilton Head Island, which a lot of people are familiar with, big vacation destination. And then right across the bridge, this whole area in here is Bluffton. And Rose Hill is right here. It's kind of interesting because half of Rose Hill is on one side of 278 and half of Rose Hill is on the other side of 278. And even though you pay the same POA fee and you have access to all the amenities, there are some differences to these two sides. So this side over here is called the estate side, or some people also refer to it as the equestrian side. And typically the houses are larger, more expensive, the lots are larger, and they also have some waterfront homes, they have some equestrian homes, they have equestrian facilities, they have polo fields, and then they also have access to the waterfront over on this side. Over on the other side is the golf course side. And of course they do have Rose Hill Golf Course on that side. And the homes tend to be smaller, they're a little bit lower price, and again, they also have access to all the amenities. So kind of interesting, you've got two different sides to Rose Hill. Now, as of right now, you know, the market changes all the time, but as of right now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 properties for sale in Rose Hill. And on the equestrian side, you can see, or on the estate side, you've got 949,000, 1.99 million, 1.249 million, 950, and 1.695. And then on the golf course side, you've got 759, 575, and 695. So real quickly, I'm just going to give you a peek so you can see what you get kind of for the money. I'll go through 1 or 2 of these. So on the golf course side, here's one that's listed for 759. And just so you get a feel for the type of house that you get in that price point. So very nice, looks like it has a golf course view and beautiful. Now some of the houses in Rose Hill can be a little bit older. It's not a brand new community, it's been around for a while. One of the things I absolutely love about Rose Hill is the POA fee is only $2,500 per year. Now there is a one-time fee of $3,750 and a community enhancement fee of $1,500. Those are subject to change year by year. But you know, for the amount of amenities that you get in this community, I think $2,500 is really a steal. Now, if we go over to the equestrian side, you can see we have some higher prices. So 949, 1.2, 950, 1.695, and 1.99. So let's look at this one just because this one is the highest price. So 1.99, 4,300 square feet. And there we go. Looks like you get a view of the water, which is awesome. They've got their own kayak and canoe storage here. Gorgeous views. And again, this is not my listing, this is someone else's. I just want to give you an idea kind of what you get for the money in here. So another good way to learn about Rose Hill is to look back in time and see what has sold. So I'm going to pull up the sold properties, and again, I just want to show you on the map that there are 2 sides to Rose Hill. You've got the golf course side and you've got the estate side, the larger home side. So we're going to jump into the golf course side first. So the first thing you'll notice is there are a lot more transactions on that side. So in the past year, there have been 50
sales. Now I know this first line up here is just a placeholder, so there were 50 sales, and the average price point is $589,348. The average square footage is 2,217 square feet, and the average sale price to list price ratio is 98.44%. So they are going for almost full asking price. And then the last number I want to illustrate over here, actually there's a couple more. Days on market, 21.56 days is our average days on market, and our cost per square foot is $265 per square foot. So that just kind of gives you an idea for what you get on the golf course side. Now, if we go over to the estate side, you'll notice that there are far fewer transactions. In the past year, there were only 10 transactions, and the average sales price is $1,030,564. So much higher. If we go back real quick, golf course side, we were at $589, and on the estate side, we are at just over $1 million. And the average square footage over here is 3,697 square feet. So much larger than the golf course side. The golf course side, again, we were at 2,217 square feet. On the estate side, you're at 3,697 square feet. And the sell price to list price ratio is pretty comparable. You're at 97.59, so just slightly off what it was on the golf course side, but almost full asking price. $278 per square feet. It's a little bit more on the golf course side. Remember, we were at $265 per square foot, but it's not an extreme difference. So we're at $278 per square foot over there. The big difference is that these houses are bigger, the lots are bigger. And then the other difference is our days on market goes up to 45. So the houses on the estate side tend to sit a little bit longer than on the golf course side. The golf course side, it looks like they were going in an average of 21 days, and on the estate side, they're going in 45.6 days. So again, this is just a glimpse at the market, and again, I think it's a really great bang for your buck when you're talking about the amount of amenities. You've got the golf course, you've got the polo fields, you've got the waterfront facilities with a boat ramp and a dock. You've got multiple swimming pools throughout here. You've got the tennis courts that we talked about. And you know, it's absolutely gorgeous in there. You guys, we drove around in the car, we looked at homes, and you saw what you get for the money. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that quick little peek inside my computer and at some of these numbers.
All right, thank you for staying till the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the tour of Rose Hill Plantation. I hope you learned something about it. And as always, if I can help you find your low country lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can book a Zoom call, all in the description below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current market here in the South Carolina Low Country. My name is David Simcox. It has been an absolute pleasure spending time with you today, and I hope to see you on the next video.